Are we ready? All of you come here, make a circle. You can push your chairs to be able to fit there. Okay, those who know will not answer. One and very simply. Okay, I'm going to shoot a question. What is that one thing, according to research, that our brain finds difficult to do?
To stop thinking.
No, you're right. He's right.
Because I can't remember something.
Okay, concentrate.
And you can't remember things and we go only once. We need to repeat it again.
Can't remember things you need to repeat. Anything else?
Stop thinking.
Stop thinking. What else? Anything else? Focus. So yes, you are right. Remembering, and more importantly, remembering names. Okay. So let's clap for it. Yes. So remembering names is a difficult task for our brain, and the beauty is that the brain can remember also, it can forget also. It depends on us how we tune it. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to play a game where we can remember names. Sometimes what happens, I know this person by face, but I can't remember his name. What is his name? I know him. Name is not coming. Doesn't that happen to us? Every day. Wow. Every day. Okay. So we're going to play a game today where we're going to try and remember names. And what's important is you have to try and associate with that person. See, when you make a connection, when you try and associate with that person, you will remember their name consciously. But if you're not able to associate, you will forget. So it is about my interest whether I want to remember your name or not. Yes? Do we agree? So the game is, any one of you all will start with your name. So can you start with your name? You will say her name and your name. You will say her name, his name and your name. And your name. Sir will say all these three names and his name. Yes? Are we ready for this? Yes? So can we begin? Do you need a mic? Sure? Good? Okay. So who would like to start? You can start. Yes, start. Jackson. Jalpesh. Yes.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahindra.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahindra, Kiran.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahindra, Kiran, Monisha.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahindra, Kiran, Manisha, Sachin.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahindra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Rio.
Nice.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahindra, Kiran, Manisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Kiran, Mahindra, Kiran, Manisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Dinesh.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahindra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Dinesh, Karuna.
Jackson,
No, you won't. Which line remember? Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahindra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, right? Uday, Payal.
Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday.
Five.
Five. Any?
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Swamita, Joy, Leo, I didn't say Joy. Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket.
And yourself? That happens to forget myself.
No, but since I came, I'm asking everybody.
Yes, I noticed in your room. Yes.
And then Jackson.
Jackson.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo,
Yes.
Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash.
Very nice.
Jalpesh, Mahendra, Atul, Monisha, Sangeeta,
Atul what? Atul modern fashion.
Kiran, yes, sir. Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash, Sudhir. SIR.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash, Sudhir. Pratap.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash, Sudhir. Sorry.
And yourself?
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash, Sudhir. Atul.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash, Sudhir, Pratap, Atul, Amit, Suraj.
Jackson, Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash, Sudhir, Pratap, Atul, Amit, Suraj, Snehal, Priya, and Vijay.
Oh wow! Is there you will learn that?
It's Jackson, Nilesh, Mahendra, Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash, Sudhir, Pratap, Atul, Amit, Suraj, Snehal, Priya, and Vijay.
Vijay, try. Start with
Jackson.
Jackson.
Jalpesh, Mahendra, Kiran, Monisha, Sangeeta, Leo, Pooja, Nilesh, Philomena, Uday, Payal, Aniket, Ashish, Kailash, Sudhir, Pratap, Atul, Amit, Suraj, and Sneha.
Neha.
Yeah.
And yourself?
yourself.
Vijay.
Oh, okay. So age has nothing to do with remembering things. Agree?
Yes.
may not even remember your spouse's number because it's all there. And unfortunately, because of that, we're not using our memory. GPS लगा के we go everywhere, which is why we forget that, oh, I have to take a right from here, I have to take a left from here, this is the landmark, right? We don't do all that because we're not using our memory. And memory starts at 4 months in an infant, in the womb. And we can authenticate this fact by, knowing that Abhimanyu he knew how to get into a Chakravyuh. Because when he was in his mother's womb, he heard that story from Ashut. So, we know that it happens, that there are mothers who speak to their children, when they come out, they understand, they relate. Yes, that is true, it's a fact. But we need to sharpen it. It is said that Alexander the Great, he had an soldier, an army soldier of 30,000 men. And he would remember each one's name. That at that time, that's how powerful his memory was. It's also said Bill Gates could remember every single program code name. And Mozart, every time he heard a piece of music, he would come and reproduce the entire thing. So if we want, we can do it. It's just the way we tune ourselves, the way we sharpen our memory, right? And how we can use this in our trainings? Why do you think we need to have a sharper memory when it comes to trainings?
Also express and take audience also who are presenting, and we should also feel connect better and feel better.
But Namode is, suppose when you have a set material, but then when you build training, you learn from them something and then you have to remember those things as well.
If you have the next example, you want to show the second slide, you first slide listen, you know what the second slide is, you try to correct it.
Yes, so that flow is very important. If you become an inspirational or a motivational speaker, you're not going to rely on slides. You're going to rely on this. Everything has to come in a flow and you have to remember that flow. If you heard Dr. Rajan in his introductory seminar on Priya, 3 hours straight they are going on, right? How? Because they are tuned with their memory. And as trainers for us, it's very important. Like you also said, you need to remember your participants' names. That's another very important thing. So 2 days into training, if I can't remember your name and I'll say, I'm sorry, sir, what's your name? It looks very bad on my part. 1 day training, I understand. But if it's more than that, you need to know your participants' names. If in 1 day training, I would say you have a batch of 20, 30, it's not difficult. You can do an activity like this for yourself and your participants as well to remember names. Yes? Yes, sir?
I'd like to say scientific way of already are talking, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, it is getting first in our consciousness. Okay? This is scientific name of frontal cortex. It is 10% of our consciousness. Everything entered first in neocortex is frontal cortex. Rest part of is our limbic brain. It don't have any language. It holds in images, events, incidents, and things. All things stored in our limbic brain. Whenever we are recall and review, what I am again repeating. Again and again we are recalling Jackson, Vijay, Nehal, Pratap, and review to relate their personality, Pratap, Manas, Pratap, relate anything. It will remain permanent in our life. It is the science of it. So recall and review every time whatever input in our brain. Whenever we need, it will come out automatically. Smile, gesture, posture, style, Manisha, Sangeeta, what they are looking for, touch in our limbic brain. When we recall that things, it will come out automatically. So we got long, but it's science.
No, thank you so much. Go back to your place. need to know in every session what went well for you. So, for example, if I have come here and I have said a story and it was very emotional and I could connect with everyone, I could bring that emotion out in people. Now that becomes my strength. I'm good at storytelling. Let me improvise. How can I work better on it? That worked well for me. Make a note of that. That's your strength. Or maybe I said something and my voice modulation was excellent. I got that feedback from people. That becomes your strength. That went well for me in this particular session. Or, maybe I created that moment for a few people, that magical moment for some people in the session. How did I do it? I got a feedback. That becomes my strength. Write it down, work on it. It will help you when you develop your training modules. Another thing is, what didn't go well for me? There are times when you come here, you practiced everything, I'm supposed to say something, and I just couldn't do it. Or maybe I could not stick into that time, or maybe that message that I wanted to bring across didn't come out in the right way. Write that down. This didn't go well for me. Why? Maybe lack of practice. Maybe I wasn't clear in my thoughts. I need to bring more clarity. Whatever it is, that is my weakness. How do I make it my strength, or how do I improve on it? So, which is my area of improvement? Yes? I will share this story with you. There was this man, this sculptor, who was making a beautiful statue. And this other man sitting in the shop is watching him for 3-4 hours. After some time, that sculptor, he says, I'm not happy with this. He puts the statue away and he starts making a new one. So the guy in the shop, he says, what are you doing? It's such a beautiful piece of art. Why are you making a new one? The sculptor says, oh no, I'm not happy with the nose. I haven't chiseled it well. It's not come out the way I wanted to. The man says, okay, tell me, where are you going to keep the statue? It's going to be somewhere at 70-80 feet above ground. So who is going to know? Why are you worrying about this? The sculptor says, I will know. Doesn't matter if others know or not, but I will know. And if I know that I have not done my best, I will not be able to stay with it. I need to improve on it. So many times when we come here, your session will go well. Because you know where you made a mistake. Many times people here will not know. But it is for you to know that I have gone wrong here and how do I improve from it. Yes? So 3 things. Synopsis, what went well, what didn't go well, and of course area of improvement. Yes? Which is why we also give you videos. Collect those videos, bring a 1 TB hard disk, take the video every single day, watch it. You don't have to see the entire class. The main purpose of giving you the video is to watch yourself. So today I am doing something and maybe my hand was in my pocket or my hands were behind at all times, but I had a very closed posture. See yourself, okay, and then you improvise. So I hope you are taking videos from Sakina. At least watch your part, if nothing else. Okay? Now we're going to begin with the session. Yes. Who is inspired? We all have inspirations. Do we all have someone we look up to as an inspiration? Yes or no? Yes? For somebody it could be a celebrity, for somebody it could be a speaker, for somebody it could be someone in their family. Everybody has different inspirations. Someone in the morning mentioned an inspiration can also be taken from nature, not just a person or a situation or a life experience. Yes, you can take inspiration from anywhere. But do you think you can inspire?
Yes.
How many yes? Can we inspire?
Yes.
Yes? Very nice. Now I'm going to take you through this story about this little girl and how she grows up and her journey. It was a beautiful session for me when I heard it, and I hope I can make it as beautiful for all of you. Have you heard of this girl called Helen Keller? How many have heard of Helen Keller? And why is she famous?
Blind people get work and
She's Anyone else? Okay, she was blind, she was deaf, but she was not born with these handicaps. Now, let me take you through the story and we'll come to why Helen Keller is famous. It's not because she was deaf, it's not because she was blind. Okay? Mr. and Mrs. Keller, very well-off-to-do family, got married, and obviously once you get married, you have babies. And so they had babies too. They had a baby called Helen. Beautiful little bundle of joy. We were so excited, so elated that we had her. How many of you are parents here? So you can imagine what I'm saying. You can feel it. That you have this bundle of joy in your hand and you're like, wow, this is my creation. This is beautiful. Right? And you start building that bond with that baby. Now, 9 months, when Helen was 9 months, she developed a fever. And there was this little pus that started coming from her eyes. So in those days, when children or people had fever, it would not be cured like it is today. It would take a long time. 1 month also it would take. And because her fever went on for so long, when they took her to the doctor checked her eyes and said, I am so sorry, but your daughter has lost her eyesight. Now imagine, parents, 9-month-old baby, out of nowhere, suddenly the doctor says that the fever has damaged her eyesight. We are very sorry, we can't do anything. See, the basic structure of the eye, if it's okay, they could have even got a transplant done. They had no issues, no financial issues. But that itself was a problem. The damage was so much that they couldn't even do that. Now this little baby, her life is complete darkness. Right? Imagine how she must have grown up. Somehow her parents accepted it and they moved on with life. A few months later, Helen was playing in the garden. Mrs. Keller was in the kitchen. Suddenly, there is a huge sound, like a thud, big sound coming from the barn. Everybody in their house, including the servants, everybody runs out because they didn't know what sound that was. Now, Helen was nowhere to be found, so her parents are looking for her everywhere. And when Mrs. Keller goes inside, looking for her, to her surprise, she sees Helen sitting in the garden on the ground playing with her toys. Nothing had made a difference to her. That sound had not made any difference to her. Now she started wondering, how is it that this little baby is not scared of this loud sound? We all heard it, we ran out. She was happily playing. Something somewhere is wrong. And they take her to the doctor again. And this is when they get the second shock and the doctor says that fever has also damaged her brain. And now, very sorry to say, but your daughter is not going to be able to hear. Now imagine, your child cannot see, cannot hear. What do you think her life is for her? Complete darkness, complete silence. And how do you bring up a child like that? Very, very difficult. Somehow they bring her back, they try everything possible. But with Helen, everything was a trial and error. See, if I want to learn how to walk, I have to see and then I learn. If I want to speak a language, I have to hear and then I will learn. If I want to say this is my mom, my mummy, I need to know mom, mummy. I need to hear, I need to see her. But for Helen, that was not possible. And she started becoming more and more aggressive, okay? More and more indisciplined. See, if I make you sit here and tie your legs, and you want to walk but you can't walk, how do you feel? You feel absolutely frustrated, is it not? She wants to express herself. She wants things but she doesn't know how to get it, how to ask for it. No language, no eyesight, no hearing. It was becoming very, very difficult with friends say to her, "What are you doing with this burden? This girl has become a burden in your life. Don't you think you need to do something about it? You need to get out, you need to get a life. Look at this creature, see the way she's behaving. Maybe you would think of putting her in an asylum." And when someone says that to you about your child, how do you feel? Mrs. Keller realized that day, I'm not doing enough for my little baby. Whatever I am doing is not enough. I need to do a lot more. And she started looking for experts who could deal with a child with such disabilities. Because it's very difficult for a parent to deal with a child when you don't have the expertise. They started looking, and they came across this one lady called Anne Sullivan. Now, Anne Sullivan had her own story. She was, as a child, had a lot of issues with her eyes. And her eyes were very, very weak. She had gone through many, many surgeries. She could retain her eyes, but they were so weak that she would have to wear these dark glasses all the time in the day. She was working at an orphanage with visually impaired children and deaf children, but separately. For her, this was a big, big challenge, and she took it up. She came home. She saw how Helen was behaving, how indisciplined, how aggressive she was, how helpless she was. And first thing she did was, she gave her a doll and let her feel it, took it back, and then with sign language, she told her this is a doll. So D-O-L-L, she showed her that with sign language. And that was the first time Helen was introduced to sign language. But because Helen was so pampered and such a spoiled child by her parents, she just didn't want any third person in her life. So she would just shun Anne Sullivan every time. And Anne found it very difficult to work with her. You know, when Helen used to eat, she would eat like a dog, right from the plate, because she didn't know how to eat. No one had ever taught her. She was 7-8 years old now, but still these basic things she didn't know. Now Anne tells her mother, you know, you have to support me in this. I need to first discipline your child. I need to build that connect with her. I need some time alone with her in the outhouse. I would like to do that. And Mrs. Keller says, yes. Anything you say that will make a difference to my daughter, I don't mind. And Anne takes Helen in the outhouse. They live together for some time, a month or so. And somehow she builds a connection with her. Through sign language, she teaches her that this is how you do certain things. Now, after that, they come back and they're all having dinner. And suddenly, again, Helen throws a fit. She gets, she has this bout of aggression. And she throws the jug of water. Now, Mrs. Keller being her mother, she says, no, I'll pick it up, I'll fill it. Anne says, nothing to it. Helen will fill it. And she takes Helen, she says, you will not behave like this. She takes her out to the water pump and says, now fill the water. And that is the day when Helen makes the biggest discovery of her life, where she realizes every single thing in this world has a name. If I want, I can ask for it. If it's food, it has a name, I can ask for it. If it's water, it has a name, I can ask for it. Can you imagine? Till now, she didn't even know that. And this is the time, this was the most beautiful moment in her life. And when she does that, she finds that discovery and she tells her teacher about it. Mrs. Anne Sullivan, she yells and calls Helen's mother and says, Mrs. Keller, she knows. Now she knows. And I want to show you that little video, this snippet. The entire movie, it's a beautiful movie, it's called Miracle Worker. If you ever had the time, go online, watch it. It's a beautiful movie. Miracle Worker. I'll show you a little snippet of that scene, that particular scene that I'm talking about. ground, these are steps, this is water. She has understood that everything has a word, has a name, and I want I can ask for it. And that's when, she realizes that yes, nothing is impossible for me. And this scene is very symbolic where Helen goes to her mother, takes that key, goes to her teacher, and she tells her that you have opened the lock to my world, and thank you for doing that. And after this, there was no stopping for Helen. She graduated. She was the first graduate female who was deaf and blind. And she has traveled 25 countries. There was a day when, a few years later, Helen and Anne were sitting in the park. And they were just talking through sign language. And Helen says, Anne, tell me one thing. With me you communicate with sign language. What about others? How do you communicate with other people? Anne says, we talk. So Helen says, what is talk? What do you mean talk? So Anne says, okay, we have vocal cords, we have sound, we have certain words which come out, and every word has a meaning, and that's how we understand each other. Helen says, I want to learn how to talk. Anne says, no, this is going to be very difficult. Where you have come from, where you were, itself is a big achievement at your age. Why do you want to learn how to talk? You can still communicate with everyone. And Helen says, no, I want to learn how to talk. Anne says, no, Helen, if you want to speak a language, you have to listen. Without you listening to a language, how are you going to speak it? And when she was talking, Helen starts putting her hand on Anne's throat, and she tries to feel the vibration. And it's the beauty of creation that every word you say has a different vibration. Now for her, her senses are very, very heightened. She can feel that. You and me may not be able to. So she starts observing that, and then she puts her hands on Anne's lips. And she starts feeling the lip movement. And she says, I can learn how to talk. Teach me, please. And Anne says, okay, let's try. And within 2 years, Helen started talking. She started speaking. Not only that, she traveled 25 countries to give speeches to people, motivational speeches. And on what? How beautiful, how colorful this world is. Imagine a girl, a person who cannot see anything, who cannot hear anything, is now talking about how beautiful the world is. And she has opened the hearts of so many people. Not only the ones who are visually impaired or who cannot hear, but even people like you and me. And whenever she would go to speak, someone would bring her, hold her hand, she would stand, she would deliver, and then someone would take her out. Now those thousands of people who are watching and listening and hearing her stand up, give her a standing ovation. But Helen cannot see anything, she cannot hear anything. But still she went on with this. Why? It was pure conviction that she had. This is why she is famous. It's not because she had these handicaps, but it is because how she dealt with it, how she made it her strength. And with what conviction she went to those people and spoke and changed their lives. And that's the conviction we should have as trainers when we come here and we speak. This is about Helen, that she could inspire so many people in spite of having all these handicaps. Now when Helen writes, she even wrote a book. Okay, she's an author as well. She wrote her autobiography. And that's when people got to know who Anne Sullivan was. Nobody till now knew who Anne was. She was always a silent worker at the back, behind the scenes. See, we will know who Sachin Tendulkar is, but do we know who his coach is? Very few people who will research or crazy about cricket will find out. Same with Anne. She never came in the limelight, but she was always that guiding force behind Helen. And if not for Anne, don't have Helen. So, two things we learned from here. How to be like Helen, where you can inspire people. And how to be like Anne Sullivan, where you create people to become inspirations. It's not just about inspiring, it's also about creating people to become inspirations. And when we stand here as trainers, we are talking to people. That is what we need to keep in mind. How do I make my participants inspirations? How do I get the best out of them? It's all about creating those magical moments. Create those magical moments in your class. See, Anne was able to create that magical moment for Helen. And it happened, but it took a lot of time. She had so much patience, and it happened. We need to try and do that as well. Yes? Did you all enjoy the story? Yes. Now, I want all of y'all in your groups to discuss a few traits about Anne Sullivan and a few traits about Helen Keller. Think, reflect, brainstorm, talk to your group and come up with one or two traits about Anne and one or two traits about Helen. Something which you feel is very important. I would like you all to just discuss. We'll take 5 minutes to discuss, after which one or two of you can come and speak about it. Few key traits of Anne Sullivan, few key traits of Helen Keller. Qualities. Something that you understand from what I told you about. Speak about Helen Keller, yes. Please, yes.
You hear this word PSD. Okay? I relate this word with Helen Keller and her teacher Ellen, both simultaneously. Both have 3 mental attitude only. It will include everything, whatever you are going to take. Watch it. She has and her teacher has PSD, mental attitude. What stands for? Persistence. Jit. Karna hai, karna hai, karna hai. Both have that kind of attitude. Persistent as hunger. दिल में एक प्यास और आग थी कि बस कुछ भी हो जाए मैं खा जाऊंगी, कर लूंगी, लेकिन मुझे चेंज होना है. She and her teacher had both hunger to know about ourselves and our disability, what they are facing. D. Determination. Determined थी पूरी, आश्वस्त थी कि कुछ भी हो ये होगा. Both have persistent hunger and determination. Means both have PSD mind attitude. We all have that mind attitude. We can do anything impossible in this world. Okay? Second attitude is insatiable curiosity. जिज्ञासा हिंदी में बोलूंगा, ये वर्ल्ड की जो फीलिंग्स है वो हिंदी में आएगी. अनचाह को पाने की प्यास. अलग से उसको एक प्यास थी कि बस मुझे स्पीक करना, बोलना है और अपने आप को ओवरकम करके विनर के रूप में पेश करना कि एवरीथिंग इज पॉसिबल इफ यू बिलीव एनीथिंग. रेफरेंस श्रद्धा थी उसमें, तो वो क्यूरियोसिटी के कारण दोनों में ये जिज्ञासा थी कि हमें कुछ इस सब्जेक्ट के बारे में करना है. एंड थर्ड मेंटल एटीट्यूड इज वेरी टिपिकल वर्ड which is going in the artificial intelligence, is word anti-fragile mental attitude. We always try to enter in the comfort zone. Okay, everyone. We are looking for any quick fix, shortcuts, instant things, shortcut. When any problems, obstacles, anything come, we will step out. We will leave. We will left. But she has anti-fragile mental attitude. Enter in uncertainty. Enter in impossible things. Think about unpredictable. This called in the spirituality serendipity. अज्ञात आनंद का रश जिसमें घुस जाओ और उसके बाद जो एक्सपीरियंस का मजा आएगा उसकी कोई कंपैरिजन नहीं। I will repeat again. Both have PhD mental attitude. Both have insatiable curiosity, प्यास थी, and both have anti-fragility mindset. टफ चीजों के साथ भिड़ जाना, चट्टान से टकरा जाना, अज्ञात चीजों में एंट्री कर जाना और उसी में से कुछ निकाल लेना। When we blind the three chemistry, we are well in everything. Thanks.
Okay, fine. So we discussed, okay, and I think, okay, since we just have to speak about one trait, so we, the initial trait for Anne, what we think, is challenge. Her ability to accept challenges. Because before meeting Helen, she was working with Dave, dumb, blind, whatever, But Helen was a unique case. Helen came with, all the disabilities. And still she accepted the challenge. So I think that's the greatest trait for Helen. And for Helen, his quest for learning. Yeah. Right? So, quest for learning and courage, whatever, So that's what we have got. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone from that group? Even two people can come. It's fine. Yes, our handsome doctors.
Good evening, everyone. All the traits have been very well explained, which we prepared for. So, coming to Helen, I think she has a trait to feel the existence, which are the existence in every aspect. Like, feel the existence, I got that word, by communicating however she wanted. And regarding Alan, the trait is like never give up, and along with that, she got to learn from Helen how to communicate. Means like by the way she is looking at Helen, she got to understand how she day by day developed Helen, and she used to communicate in a better way and make Helen understand and teach Helen in the best way possible.
is also used by Stephen Covey in his book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So Anne Sullivan first understood what is the problem. She figured out, she observed the child, how she behaved, etc. And then she worked on the child, because initially she must have not had the clarity of purpose, like what can be done in the future of the child. But when she saw that the child is having this problem, so she got the clarity and then she started working on it, and then she had the clarity of hope. So that's what Anne Sullivan. And about Helen Keller, I would say this is the best advantage that she had was she couldn't hear anyone criticizing her, or she couldn't see anyone telling her that you cannot do it. So maybe she didn't know the word not possible or impossible, because she felt that everything is possible. That's what we felt. So she went ahead and she became an inspiration.
The movie has Prabhu Deva. and he is a coach and mentor to these children who are living on the streets. And he teaches them how to dance, and they are very, very passionate. They have no dance studio, no those, fancy equipments, nothing. They're learning everything on the street. Now, there is this day of competition, and his team with his students, they are right here. And then there is another team. Okay, now these guys are from a very influential background, and the teacher is also very polished, and they have everything possible, a nice dance studio and all. So this teacher is motivating his students and saying, you have to go out there and impress people. Make your mark, impress. And the students say, yes, you're going to go and impress. They go, Prabhu Deva comes, and he only says one thing. He says, go there and express yourself. That is what you need. You don't have to impress. Just by expressing indirectly, you will create that mark in people. So all of you all, please, express yourself when you're here. And that is how you make that connection, that bond, those magical moments in your class, in your sessions. You do not matter, your contribution matters. And this connects us back to, whom does this connect us to? Anne Sullivan. For her, she didn't matter, it was all about Helen and the contribution she made to Helen and how Helen's life changed with that. So when we are here, it's not about us, it's never about the trainer, it's about the participants, how best I can give my session or what I'm saying so that they can get a takeaway, they can get a learning, and they are benefiting. People are coming, listening to you, they're giving you their time. Time is very precious today. We need to understand that, value people's time, and be that person who can make a difference for them. You don't matter, but your contribution matters. Vision, your vision of the future. You must have a vision. How many of you know where you are going to be 5 years down the line, where you are going to be 10 years down the line? Do we have a vision? Anybody? How many of you all really have a vision and you know what I want? I want this from my life and I will get it. 1, 2, anybody else? 3, 4? You're working towards it, but you know your vision. Yes? That's fine. At least you know, you can see yourself. This is what I want. There are some people who are clueless. They don't know this. So, begin with the end in mind. Very important. When a director makes a movie, he has the end in mind. He knows this is how my movie is going to be. This is the middle, this is the beginning, this is the end, this is the actor, this is the actress, this is how I'm going to start, this is how it will end. All of that he knows. Only then he starts making the movie. He just doesn't start off with, camera action, let's do the first scene. No, he knows what he wants. Right? Even when you want to make a house, you want to build a house, you have this idea in your mind. This is how my house will look. Green roof, yellow color, 2 floors, 1 terrace, 1 garden, 1 backyard. Right? Or do you just start with, let's lay the foundation and then we'll see how it goes? No, you don't do that. You know what you want, that's your vision, and then you work towards it. Yes or no?
Yes.
If there is a train that's going to Delhi, and I say, Pooja, come with me. Let's go. Where is it going? Delhi. And you ask me, but when will it reach? That I don't know. Could be 2 days, could be 4 days, could be a week. Will you come? Will you come? No, you will not. Will you? I don't know when you are going to reach. You will reach Delhi, but I don't know when you are going to reach. Will you still take that train?
The decision is like, when I want to go to Delhi, why not?
Yes, but if I'm telling you, I don't know when we'll reach. It could be 2 days, it could be 4 days, it could be a week, it could be 10 days. I don't know. There may be somewhere where you think, whether should I board this train or not? Because I don't know when I'm going to reach. Yes, I know. I want to go to Delhi, but I don't know when I'm reaching. Which is why your vision is very important. All of you all need to have a vision. And I'll come to that later. I'll save it. Tiger Woods I visualize, see myself taking that shot, the ball goes in the hole. If the ball goes in the hole, only then will I take that strike. Then I don't see myself hitting the ball in the hole, I will not take that shot. And that's the power of visualization. To that extent, you can visualize. This is what Tiger Woods says. So for all of y'all, I don't want you to say we are aspiring trainers. No. See yourself as a trainer. Say I am a trainer. I am a trainer already. Visualize yourself. Visualize yourself. See yourself every single day going, taking training, speaking to people, transforming people. And that's going to really, really help you. How many of you all do visualization? Oh, that's lovely. Are you able to see it clearly? Are you able to visualize? Can we do a little visualization activity now?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Are you all up for it? So I want you to visualize that you are a trainer already. You got your certificate and you are a master trainer. You're walking into a room filled with 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, 1000 people, that is up to you. And you are creating that mark, you are transforming every individual in that room. And you are getting a standing ovation. And feel that confidence, okay? It's experiential, I want you to feel it. Can we do that? So we're going to dim the lights. I want you to remove your specs, put it on the side, don't have anything in your hands, just be very comfortable. I will play the music, I will take you through the visualization. Okay? Sakina, can you all hear the music?
Yes.
Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Am I audible to everyone? Just close your eyes and relax. Don't have any other thoughts. It's your big day today. You're wearing the best outfit in your wardrobe. You are ready to give your first training session or motivational speech. You can feel that confidence in you. You walk through the door. The door is open. And you see there are 100 people sitting in that room. The room is filled with energy, positive vibes. People have removed time and come only to listen to you. You walk up to the stage, grab the mic, smile at everyone, and you start speaking. People are looking at you. They want to hear you. one in that room. You bring out the best moments in them. With some, you are connecting emotionally. Maybe some people have tears in their eyes because you have moved them with emotions. With some, you are connecting with humor. People are laughing. They're having a good time listening to you. You feel that energy around. Feel that experience. You have created that magic for all those people sitting there. And you can see it from their faces, their expressions. They are all ears. They only want to listen to you. You've come towards the end. You say thank you. You end your speech. And you see people standing, clapping for you, giving you a standing ovation. Feel the joy, feel the happiness, feel the high that you are in right now with what you have done with your participants. You've been able to transform them. And you walk out, leaving with that feeling in your heart. Be in that space. Experience that feeling. Whenever you are comfortable, you can open your eyes. Yes, how was it?
Beautiful.
Was it good? Yes? Could you feel it? Could you experience that? Yes? How many of you would actually visualize it? Honest. Wow, a lot of you. Some of you may have found it a little difficult. Yes? And that happens. It's absolutely fine. See, some people can visualize it so beautifully. They will be able to see what they're wearing, the color of their shoes, the color of their dress, who is sitting in those, among those participants, everything they can see very clearly. But for some, it could be a hazy image, okay, which is why you might have disconnected somewhere because you couldn't go ahead with it, which is okay. Sometimes you may not be able to see your face, you see this person as yourself, but you can't see the face, or everything is very, very hazy. It's absolutely fine. Because when you begin with visualization, it's not that you're going to get it overnight. It takes some time. Did anybody here find it difficult, find it hazy? Anyone? Yes. Which is absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. But the more you practice visualization, the more better you get at it. And trust me, this works. When I was sitting there during my sessions, I visualized myself here. And I am here today. I can vouch for it. Every single day I would say, no, I want to be like Dr. Rajan. I want to be like Priya. I want to be here. I want to inspire people. I want to transform. I am doing that today. It works. But you need to put in that effort of visualization. Of course, needless to say, hard work goes with it. It's not just visualization. I can't sit and only visualize and not do any hard work, then it's not going to come to me. But this is a very, very powerful technique. Please try it, start doing it, you will see the benefits. You will see the change. Yes? It's not the man that makes the vision, it's the vision that makes the man, is what Mahatma Gandhi says. And this man had one vision in life. What was it? Freedom for India. Throw the Britishers out. And he did it so beautifully, simply by non-violence. Today it's difficult to imagine how he would have done it with non-violence, but he did it and it's history. That was his one single vision, one focus in his life. And that's all he worked in his life for. And he got it. Another story is about this Watson Hotel. If anybody's heard of Watson Hotel, which stands in South Mumbai. Today, it's in a very horrible, pathetic condition. Things are falling. They have even evacuated that place and asked people not to be inside. This hotel was the finest five-star hotel made by the Britishers. First five-star in India. And they used our labor force, they used our land. They got a few things from England and they made that beautiful Watson Hotel. And then there was a board that they placed. What was it? Indians and dogs not allowed. Can you imagine? Now Jamshedji Tata walks in and he wants to go to this fine restaurant, this fine hotel. And he reads this board and he loses it. He says, what the hell? You come to my country, you use my land, my labor force, and then you say Indians not allowed. I will not let that happen. And he makes it his, he has this vision and he says that no, this is not done. I am going to make a better, finer hotel. And he made the Taj group of hotels. And you can see today Watson Hotel, what condition it is in. And as compared to that, Taj President. Or if you take any Taj hotel in the entire world, it's a global name. That was his vision. That's where I'm coming from. You need to have that vision which is very clear, very strong, and it drives you. It should give you a high. Believe in yourself. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you stop to look fear in the face. You must do that which you think you cannot do. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of dreams. So dream, my friends, dream, visualize, and achieve it. Who can inspire?
My guru
Yes.
used to say how big your dream should be. In simple words, your dream should be bigger than your fears.
Your dream should be bigger than your fears. Wow. That's a beautiful line. Your dream should be bigger than your fears. Thank you for sharing. So who can inspire? Anybody can. All of us can inspire. And you don't have to take inspiration only from a person. It could be from a thing, it could be from an animal, from nature, from an experience, anything. Yes? Are we ready to inspire?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for listening to me. I've taken you through this. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, we're going to play another game. But before that, I'm going to tell you one of my most memorable incidences. Okay? And I'm going to time myself. So, at 1 minute, there'll be a warning. there are monkeys, they might snatch it. And he said, no, 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 don't worry. Now she goes in, we're sitting on the swing, and quietly I open the wrapper, put the lollipop in my mouth. So does my brother. Nothing happens for 5 minutes, but suddenly 1 monkey comes, 3 monkeys come, 4 monkeys come, and I start panicking. And I remember that story, you know, and I throw my lollipop. 3 of those guys take it and run away. Now my brother was not ready to part with his lollipop. He said, I will not give it to the monkey. And I went, someone please, I'll get you another one, may come and attack us. And he said, nothing doing. He was on the ground having a snatch fight with the monkey for his lollipop. I started yelling, crying, and luckily people came, rescued, the monkeys fled. Oh my God, it was a crazy experience. I remember it till today, and my brother till day has not stepped into Mathiran because he says, till those monkeys are there, I'm not going to Mathiran. And this has been my most memorable experience in my life. And every time we talk about it, we laugh. Now, I share my experience with you all, my most memorable experience. I want you to take 5 minutes and think about a memorable incident in your life. It could be childhood, it could be wedding, it could be the birth of a child, it could be absolutely anything, an achievement, anything you want to share. Just that let's try and keep it on a lighter note and not something very tragic, so we don't end the day with it. Yes? But you have to finish in 1 minute, 30 seconds. So at 1 minute, you will get a warning bell. Yes? And once you get the warning bell, you know that, okay, now I have to wrap up. So wherever you are in your story, come to the message, finish it off, say thank you, and move on. Yes? Can we try and do that? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to think. So sit quietly, think. After which we'll start with the game. After which we'll come and share our memorable incidents. Okay? I'm giving you 5 minutes to think. Come with your chairs here, and you're going to make 6 lines. Okay? 6, and then people can sit down behind the other. Yeah, you can start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You come up. Now you spread out, spread out. You're out, so you can join one. Okay, now this game is called Alive and Alert. So you have to be alive and you have to be alert. Okay? And how this game is going to be played is, wherever I go, okay, so if I'm here, you're going to jump like a spring and say alive. Okay, so this row, you are all alives. Okay? This row, alerts. This row again, alive. This row, alert. This row, alive. And this row, alert. You can join the alerts. Yes. Now, the minute I come in front of your line, I'll show you how you do it. There has to be a lot of energy, okay? The minute I come in front of you, you're sitting, you're going to be like, alive! Or alert! And you're going to jump like a spring. Okay? Yes? Disclaimer, anybody has a back issue or anybody has any problem in jumping, then you can sit, you can just sit and get. Are we ready? And it has to be quick, huh? I could be here, I could be here, I could be dodging, I could be doing anything. You have to be very alert when you're doing it. Have you got it? Got what I said? Yes. Okay. The minute I pass from this, you have to jump up. Yes, the moment I pass. No, you don't have to wait. The minute I pass, you jump. Okay, Ready? Was it fun? Okay, this is just to energize all of you. Now, I'm going to give you 3 minutes, 6 minutes to be precise. get the second one. Okay? Got it? Are we ready? Yes, sir.
Before I was Bank, I was State Bank of Travancore. And while I was in State Bank of Travancore, I used to conduct radio programs for All India Radio, sports-related programs. So in one of the meetings with the program manager, he told me, Ashish, मैंने एक काम करना. मैंने कहा what? यार सचिन तेंदुलकर का कैसे भी करके इंटरव्यू ले लो ना. बोला सचिन यार, I mean this is around 93 years. Sachin was at his peak. बोला सचिन को कहाँ से? He doesn't have time. उसको आपको क्या स्टूडियो मिली है? He will not come to studio. यार तो सचिन को मनवा दे यार. We go to his house and we will record the interview. I said, see, I don't commit anything. I try my best. So this is 1994 December, and that time Wankhede Stadium where Mumbai versus Gujarat match was going on, the Trophy match was going on. So I went to the stadium. Let me try my luck. And Avinash Shule, who was the administrative manager of the team at that point of time, he's no more now. I saw him at this. I told him, "Can I get Sachin's interview? I need to." He said, "With I'll get him." I said, "Don't get him. Just ask him." He got Sachin. He introduced me. He's from All India Radio. I asked for the interview. He said, "No, politely declined. We are not allowed to speak." I said, "I'll not ask any controversial question. So my marriage is coming in May. I'll not have time." I said, "We'll come to your house if you want." He kept on saying no, politely. He never showed attitude. At the end of the day, I said, "Okay, fine, thank you." And I went. The thing that struck me was being a star, the humility that he has shown has struck me in that. It's most memorable. Thank you.
Hi. I have to thank you a lot to think about my most memorable moments. Finally, I came down to one of my hobbies. It did used to be a hobby earlier, but somehow I kept singing. I was a bathroom singer at my place. So no one used to listen to me. I also, I was very बहुत शर्माता था. I was very shy about singing. Then somehow this was, within for me and my wife. We heard that there is some kind of, some testing was going on in a nearby city. I say Shivaji Park that time. So, वहाँ जाके, we went there. My wife sang a line or two or whatever, but I could not. I was very, very frightened. I was nervous. Because it is not only about, being, singing. It is about, being expressive. And आपके सुर भी लगने चाहिए. Right? So I was not very, very comfortable, not very confident about it. Somehow, kaise bhi karke, she, the lady, she made me sing one line. And I joined the institute. After, say, 2 to 3 months when we had Riya, everything, then we had a program. And it was, one of the most exciting moments when everyone clapped, after my song. And maybe motivate karne ke liye, I'm not sure I was singing very well. But that was the most memorable moment I could think of.
Thank you. 1.5 will be very justified for me because this is my something personal experience. In year 2010, when I was in UK, Scotland, so I was working for the Williams and Williams Design Company. So there is a 10 hours delay in India and UK. So one day night, I got a call from my home. My sister called me, "Your father is very serious." So I have to I have nothing to say what has to be done because I was alone over there, and that family was in hospital. So unfortunately, I have to came to nearest airport, which is in Scotland. So there was no flight to direct to London. So I have to stay overnight, and then I have to fly all the morning to London. And then I found out whatever the flight I have was a return ticket. It was in the evening, so I have to wait more than 20-24 hours. So when I go to the airport, so that ticket also was expired. 1 month it has normally a time, so it was 2 days expired. So one of the JNFS has briefed me. His name was Shah. He helped me a lot, and he not even saved me, but he also helped me. I was hungry, so he first feed me with samosa and all. So that is the realest moment I will never forget, and that is a day I thought I should help from the people and I should express my from the heart. So that is the reason, one of the reason I have standing as a pure trainer who can actually express to all, help the all
during my college days, we had gone for one picnic. The picnic was at the place for the waterfall. When the water was falling from a tremendous height, and when the water falls under the ground, the pressure of the water has made a hole at that place. So we, the college guys, we used to go in the side of the waterfalling. In the side, we used to jump. Just try to imagine if the water is falling from here, and when the water is falling, then a tremendous big pool that gradually keeps on increasing. So we used to come here and jump in this slanting place so that we land to the different place or in the pressure. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? Jump in slanting place so that you reach to a different level so that you pass that depth place. So we jumped once, we tried and all that. And everybody was fully wet. Even I also tried that. I jumped once. I reached to the safer place. So on it went on. After some time, I was at the edge to jump, and I just looked back at my friend. I got a push from somebody, and I fell into the depth. I was not doing swimming. I remembered in the movie they say "Bachao, bachao, bachao." I tried to come up, and as I opened my mouth, the water went inside. Slowly, I started going down, and I almost 99% dead. I left my body. I found 1% jump to go to the other level. I caught the shirt. I was 99%, 1% I was alive. I caught that person's shirt and I came out, and I'm alive in front of you today. The moral of the story here is, when God wants to save you, nothing can go wrong to you.
So today we are in 2019 and everyone has to go through a process. I want you all to take 10 years back in my life, wherein I want to share an experience which everyone goes. It's a marriage process. So it was 2009 when I was just enrolled for my MBA degrees. It was my first semester, I remember, and the very first day exam, I was supposed to meet the first candidate of my life partner to be. So that was the time, and I decided before meeting him, no matter however good he is or he will be, I'm going to say no to him, because mentally I was that point in time not ready to settle up, take any further step towards it. So moving around, the process started, quarter went by, half year, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and by that time I started realizing I was very relaxed, I was very calm, but my family, they were so curious, they were so tense. So whenever any function needs to be attended, they were like, "Ab kya jawab de? Ab fir kisi ne rishta dikhaya, unko kya jawab de?" But I was very calm, because by that time I realized it is the time I am mentally ready. And when I decided, I spoke to God, I spoke to myself, whosoever has made to be part of my life, please bring him on this table. I am ready to meet him, and I am about to start my journey now. Within 2 months, I met Nilesh. It was 26th January, and we started our journey. Within 3 months, we got married, and we started our journey. Till date, we are together here as well. So basically, when we start talking about visualization, we can visualize. We don't see ourselves. Just I think 10 seconds. So when we visualize, knowingly or unknowingly, things will happen. No matter positive or negative, it is our decision.
I started my career in sales, which involved a lot of traveling. So I was one of the visits to Kolkata. Normally, this is way back in 80s. That time only Indian Airlines used to be there. And flights, the delays. So the flight was delayed practically by 6 hours. So the morning flight reached only around 4 o'clock. All my meetings went haywire. So no choice but to go to the hotel, check in, and I reached hotel around 2:30 or so, had lunch, which was not so good lunch, and watched a movie. Those days, Raj Kapoor's Ram Teri Ganga Mai. Went on, and by the time the movie got over, it was around 8:30 or 8:30, and I said, "Now I was feeling really hungry, I need to go out for a dinner." And the food in the afternoon I ate in the hotel was not so good. I said, "Let me go go out. So when I went out and I was walking through the lane, I suddenly saw one guy with a chuckle. He came and he was right in front of me, and my mind became absolutely blank, which I think actually when you imagine it just became blank. But that point of time, I don't know what got into me. Fortunately for me, he was a small guy, and I'm a little big. I just used my presence of mind, pushed him, and he fell down to the ground and ran back. So the moral of the story is, one is never go out in the night like this, which is risky, and secondly, always have a presence of mind even in the crisis situation.
As you know, I work in market research. So recently, about 2 months back, I was doing a project for Godrej appliances, and I had to go and present it. Now, I'm usually a very shy person. I can't go, and standing in front of people and speaking is something it doesn't come easily to me. So, but since my boss was busy, I had to go and do it. I went and did the presentation to the insights team, which is with whom we work. Then I was told that no, Mr. Godrej is waiting and you have to go and present it to Mr. Godrej and the board of directors. I didn't know what to do. I was almost in panic mode. But then it was a job I had to do, and somehow with a lot of prayers and things, I went to their boardroom and Mr. Godrej and the whole board of directors of Godrej Appliances, and I presented my findings. Once I started presenting, obviously it was easier because I knew my subject. And then Mr. Godrej was very happy with the presentation and findings. And that was a very memorable incident for me because I never thought I could do it.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to take you back, you guys, to September 2015. So this was the first international trip we went after marriage, and it was to Switzerland. We landed in Zurich and started exploring city, and then we thought let's offer the city tour. And we were in chill mood, so we booked the tour and started the tour. And they took us first to the Zurich lake. It was 5:30 evening, somewhere around 5 p.m. in the evening. The tour guys dropped us, and then they told us that go and have a tour at the lake and be back by 5:30 and we'll go to the next town. So it was a chilly evening, just beginning of winter in the Zurich and beautiful lake, and then there was a coffee shop around. So we just dropped in there and picked up a cup of coffee, then we just tasted and enjoyed the coffee really well. The atmosphere is such, the beauty of the lake and evening and hot coffee, what else you need? And so we grabbed a cup of coffee, and then she said, I want one more. So we went back and we took one more, and by the time we came, it was 5:31, and we started looking at our bus, and our bus was not there. So it was a big moment for us, and then we realized that, so moral of the story is that the first, and there was so many incidents like that happened in the trip that we usually Indians take time for granted, but then overseas it's time management and you'll be on top. So that was the story, but ultimately after that another bus came and we got the bus from the same tour agency and the thing went on. But the moral of the story is the time management, and after that we remember that every day and we make a lot of good things about it.
I would love to share my school time memorable day. It was a result day when we had sit in the auditorium, and I'm being a very average student. The result has been declared and they used to announce in public the percentage you got. At that time we do not had an online viewers that how much percentage you have got initially. Now you can see in internet and everything. So they announced my result, that was I got 72 at that time. And it was a memorable day because everyone clapped for me. I was an average student. I failed in my first semester of my school. My father and my mother did even worried whether she will pass or not. But that is, I proved myself by learning things. I improved by that failure. By that first year semester failure, I took it very seriously. And till today, it's my memorable where I say that even if I get failed, I will reason back. I will make myself so great that it will make me motivated. It will make me feel grateful. And by the time of 12, I just scored 10% more and my father was just, you pad legi. So it was that feeling from a person of being a failure to a person who can score well. So it's just a determination that I learned. So that's my motivation.
It was 1992 Ganpati season, and me and my friend Pradeep Surve used to travel from Santakruz to Dadar. Always used to see Ganesh Pandal, and there is a big bhajan kind of sound, noise, and we wanted to visit the Pandal, the Mahin South Indian locality, But always 9 days passed, and the 10th day came, and this was, which is last day, and we were in our age of, 17 and 18. What we did, we jumped out of the train and crossed all those tracks, Mahin tracks, all, complicated. And we are focused on the Pandal. And what happened? We had a hand with each other, a teenage, walking on the track, and we could see the train coming from there, and the train was in love. But then the surprising thing, there are a mob of people who are still awaiting train to pass, and we are surprised why they are standing. They can pass it. But then voice was like that. And suddenly, Pratik, he shook my hand, and he jumped off that thing. And I could see that it was coming from the back. And I suddenly, the spontaneous action, I did this. And then my heart, like this, it was passed. And then I asked Pradeep, how can you manage to see the train which you are not knowing? He said, nothing, Rajan. I just remembered school days when I used to play the kabaddi, and I thought to jump. And then this was the first experience, the many masters, many lives. There's some intuitions. There's some sense, your life is there, and the master saved you from this.
It was 6 November 2006 when I joined the Payal, and I joined at ASM, and I was on training. So I joined 6 November 2006, and at 26 November there was a meeting called ASM, meeting for Pan India. It was conducted very first time. It was in Bulandshahr, the place called Uchalgaon. They booked a fort over there. And let me tell you one more thing that at that time I started India at that point in time. So I didn't know how to make it, what kind of things are there. So when I went for this ASM called meeting over there, Uchalgaon, the fort. So it was 3 nights, 4 days meeting. The first day meeting went on. I had no position. My position was next day. So at night there was a party called there was a party get together, and there was a bar counter. So I didn't know much anybody over there. I was alone myself, and I thought let me try some drinks over there. I went to the counter. I asked for the drink. The guy asked me, "Sir, what do you want? You want whiskey, rum, or what do you call it? What's it? Vodka." So I said, "Let me try whiskey." So he asked me the question that, "What do you want? With juice, water, or soda?" I said, "Let me try with soda." So I went every time he asked me some question, and I said myself, "Let me try something or the other." So I went and I tried some 6 drink, and it was mixed with something or the other. And after that, I don't know what happened to me. And the people knows and the Lord knows what I did. The moral of the story, the next day I had a presentation. When I came in front of everybody started clapping. So there was a memorable moment for me that I still don't know. I know the story, but people were telling me that what I did, and that the moral of the story, be yourself without drinking or after drinking.
Moral of the story is when there is a will, there is a way. So we go back to 1986 when I just graduated from NM College, and we live in a joint family. So my father used to travel abroad because he was working in a multinational, and because of that I also always wanted to go abroad. And since we are a joint family, my chacha used to say, "Boss, पहले मैं जाऊँगा," because that hierarchy is there. And I said, "चाचा कि आप कब जाओगे, मेरा क्या होगा?" So by God's grace, 25% crew, they all went on strike. So I had a passport ready because I was going to work for my MBA. So I went in on that. So all my friends gave an exam. So I also went and gave and I passed. So they made us stay at the Centre Hotel. They gave us food, they gave us whatever we needed in a nice room and all the good air hostesses also that time. You know, it's good college times. And I used to come home and tell my चाचा जी लग रहा है मैं आपसे पहले जाने वाला हूँ और आपसे पैसा भी नहीं मांगूंगा joint family. So the first flight was to Frankfurt and we really enjoyed it. Somehow I got lucky, they gave me the business class and you know a lot of people were very happy. We were young people, so we used to serve very well, extra alcohol, do something and all. They used to give us gifts. So I came back home, I had dollars with me, I had salary in my account and I got a lot of gifts for my chacha. So the guy is looking at me, they know what to do. So the moral of the story is if there's a will, there's a way. And that's what I learned about.
Coming to the story, personal life, it all started during my school days, at around when I'm in my 7th class. So I used to be during my school days. I used to be top and but what happened was everything started to take a turn. There's no friends used to be there around me and all. So I thought, okay, let us change my role. No one used to be around and what I used to do, I used to enter into sports. I thought of going and finding what sports has done. So no one used to play with me and then what happened was I asked my coach, the PT and he said that no, you can't play. It's like the physics you have, whatever you have, you can't play. So then he made me from 7th to 10th class. He made me just carry the balls. But I never complained. I just used to carry the balls and all. I used to after they play the game and all, I used to carry it. But after my 10th, everything is over and I never wondered why I didn't play. But it all started during my MBBS or college days. Whichever game I used to go for sound zones and I used to be captain. I used to play any game, whichever game it is. So the beauty of it is what I got from that experience is the moral of the story is everything is a process. We should never complain. Whatever we go in life, we'll understand it in the long run. The beauty of it.
Life is moving. All are in hurry, but no one gets on time. That's the fact. So the date was 11th of July 2006. I was also in a hurry to catch the train. So I left my office. I used to leave my office by 5:30 to catch the 6:10 local from Dadar. I was working in Low Parel. But that day I got a query from another branch of the bank and had to wait back for 5-10 minutes. I left late and when I reached Dadar station, the train in which I was supposed to board, in which the bomb was, it left. I missed that train. And then when I realized that I could have been in that compartment and I could have been dead, I realized that it is what was I living for. I was running behind trains, catching seat and running behind my job and running money. Life has made a U-turn. After that I decided that I will use my life to make a difference in other people's life. So being an inspiration. Thank you very much.
I started my career in the Air Force, I told you. So I was an airman. After my 12th, I went to Air Force. So one fine day, we were with a junior officer. So after the project, what he did, he said,
have various memorable achievements in different stages of life, right from passing out of school, graduation, first job, marriage, buying a car, house, etc. So I want to share a recent experience just a few months back. I have a son, 4.5-year-old son called Arjun. So he's joined a football coaching class since a year, and we were invited as parents that 6 students were representing under 6 in the Junior Premier League in Bombay. So of course that was a very, very good moment that I was being invited, and I was able to watch the match because you can't leave office and go on a weekday. We took time out and went and saw that. So of course the kids were felicitated. But the best part was that when they were playing, these are all small kids, below 5, below 6-year-old kids. I was on the other side of the field, on the other side of the goal post, and I was asking the opponent goalkeeper, a small kid, who in that team is the most dangerous player or the best player? And he said, Arjun. So that gave me the goosebumps and the feel of proud feeling as a parent or something, which made me realize that we have a lot of materialistic achievements in life in terms of getting a promotion or getting a desired job. But this kind of feeling probably also I did when I passed out and got my PhD degree, or also when I won my General Secretary elections in Calcutta. So that makes me say very proudly that we all run after a lot of materialistic achievements, but the real fun is when we have something personal like this, which could not be compared with anything else. Thanks.
Walk the ramp in our outfit. It was a great high to watch her,
actually see something which was in ruins at one point of time, to actually see it out there on the stage. And it was a bigger high when they announced the prizes that we won the first runners-up for that outfit. So the moral of the story out here, I mean, I would like to say is, one step at a time. And you have a goal, but when you have your conviction, you can achieve it.
I'm an ancient Indian martial arts trainer. So in ancient Indian martial arts, we have a weapon which is known as Vita. So the speciality of this weapon is that the master will teach this weapon to only few selected students. So like I badly wanted to learn that weapon, and so I have a blackboard at my place. So I just drew that weapon, and I used to visualize it every day. So after 2 months, I'd been to practice. Like I was so tired that instead of practicing, I just went and slept on the ground. So my master came, he woke me up, and he said, "Get back to practice." And he just went, he just got that weapon, he gave it in my hands, and he said, "From today onwards, you will be practicing this weapon." So this incident was the most memorable incident which I had in my life. And like this incident is like your graduation. You are given a certificate, now you can bring students. So I wanted that badly, and that happened. So this is the most memorable incident that I had.
Hello, good evening everybody. The most memorable incident of my life is on the day when I cleared my CA out of the park, like CA intelligence. On that day, I repeated to 2, 3 to 4 attempts to clear a part of CA. This was the day on which I cleared my CA inter. I can say half part of CA. On that day, like I was hopeless that I will pass. I was ready that I will fail, and whatever will be the consequence I have to suffer. But as usually every student do, in my student life, I used to chant God and go to temple, and at the point of time, at this point of time when the result was declared, I was in temple, praying to Lord, please save me. And the result was out. My parents know that I was passed. I have passed my half of the part of C. So my father, little bit mischief. Okay, let him go. He was like with a expression of fear, expression of anger on his face. From his face I brushed out loud with the tears. I am sorry, please forgive me, I will try my best. My father laughed out loud. You have passed your CA. You have not passed part of CA, you have passed out your CA. But don't feel proud that you are CA. If you are CA, तो मैं CA का बाप हूँ. I am बाप of CA. So the moral of this story is never feel proud of your achievements and have confidence. Never give up your confidence. Thank you.
In 2010, we passed our graduation. We having a whole group having 14 to 15 members in our school. The group name is Siddhi, and like during 8 hours of college, we are in 6 hours in Siddhi. So in that day, we passed our graduations and all. We want to go out for a memorable trip, only for 1 or 2 days. And some friends, parents have not allowed as a single, you don't go. We think what we have to do, because girls were there in our group, and boys also. We think for 1 or 2 days, how can we make it happen? So we come to one conclusion. We fill a form of post-graduation test. So we accordingly fill that form, 15 guys, and only one menu, that is Hyderabad. We do it, and that was very good moment. We enjoyed a lot, and luckily on that day my birthday were there, and this is only a single trip we did it togetherly. The message is life is very precious.
I love watching movies. And my best companion has always been my kid. Okay, right from the time she was a little baby to what she is right now. So one day we decided, chalo picture jate hain, and she's always up for it. And it was one of her favorite movies. I don't remember the name of the movie now. But शाम का पता है आपको, ना रिक्शा मिलती है ना कुछ में, especially if it is like the distance of 10 minutes walking, कभी भी नहीं मिलेगी, right? So we said चलो बच्चे चल के चल. So we went walking and we had to pass this big link road and we crossed over and then you have to get into a society. Society के बाहर there's the cinema theatre, right? And now we're at the fag end of that society and what do I see? Gate बंद है. अभी gate बंद है तो picture कैसे जाएगा? If I have to go, I have to take a right round and then take a trick and go on. And she would have missed the movie. So we stood there for a while. बच्चे क्या करें? चलो वापस. बच्चे, let's jump over. She's like, Mama, you're going to do it. I said, yes, let's do it, So I just pushed her over because it was a big gate. I pushed her over and then I jumped. And till today we remember that moment because it's been one of the best moments of our life. So what I have to say is, there's a kid in each one of us. Let that kid never die till we are not dead.
I just shared a story with Leo, right? How I got my graduation exam. Okay, and after that, just after passing out of college, within 3 months I got a call from my principal that Taj Hotel is going to come for the campus placement. Okay, so I just waited, I appeared, I was on a shortlisted, and I got selected. Okay, so that was at the age of 21, like, I was a job with Taj, 7,000 rupees salary. I know that all wearing suit and all, that was the uniform, and that was the first time I was going to wear suit. Okay, so I was very, very, very excited. Okay, so I joined, and the very first day, I was calling for the night shift. I said, my God, what's happening? Night shift. But I went, I joined, and that was like, very glamorous, showing off that I worked in Taj and all those things. And after that, they did a lot of bizarre things with me, So they put me some F&B department for 2 months. Then after that, they put me to concierge, So I was, within 2 months, that glamorous job turned into nightmare, They were calling me for night shift, these, that. A lot of people used to come, used to flaunt, from outside. So I started hating that job. I want to be on the other side, I want to come as a guest, enjoy this 5 for life. I don't want to stand here, and watching Shah Rukh Khan, Kareena Kapoor, Karisma. So I started hating that. And to make things worse, I was, for next 2 months, I was doing security department. I said, what the hell? Security, I'm going to stand as a security officer there. But that time when I was posted in security, there was a lot of problems. And there was one thief who used to come, do a lot of stealing of things and all those things. And I got, one day when I was in a night shift, I got an opportunity to catch that thief. Okay, and because of that, I was felicitated by the general manager of the hotel. And that time I got 1 month extra salary. So the moral of the story is, no job is bad, provided you make best use of the opportunity.
Yeah, this is right from my birth where I had a lot of operations, spending most of the time in Kothur Hospital, Vile Parle. So right from my birth, I've been always hearing that my parents had a difficult time at Kothur Hospital. I've been hating that place, Vile Parle, Kothur Hospital. After a few years when I completed my graduation, Mumbai floods, I took a train to Bhayandar, the train train stopped at Santa Cruz. Next day evening, the train started, the pathetic time, that also was Santa Cruz. Since then, these 2 places have been a very disastrous place for me, Santa Cruz and Vile Parle. After completing my BA from Xavier's College, I got the interview and I cleared first round in Podar, which is at Santa Cruz. I was wondering why at this place. I started my 2 coaching centers also at Santa Cruz and Vile Parle, which is doing well. Then look back how God has planned and been really developing financially at these 2 locations. In fact, the location is close to Kothur Hospital. So it's looking back in all these years how God has planned and puts you in that situation. Maybe you don't feel that particular time, but it really helps. I always regret not getting into IITs, but now in all these years, all my students have got into law. top universities in Canada and US. So maybe not that was not the plan for her. He had some other plans for me. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing your memorable stories with me, with all of us. It was beautiful. Priya, you want to share something? Wow, come.
So I was in 12th standard, 3:30 in the morning, phone vibrated, one of my friends sent me a blank message, I don't know why. I woke up and I saw one guy sneaking into my room. I thought he's my father because he had that habit. Then I got to know that no, my father is not this tall. Then I thought, okay, I'm just in sleep also. And then I saw a shadow moving. And then all the energy in my body came into my stomach and I was scared like anything. And only one thing I thought, it is a thief and he may have a knife. And I gathered all my energy without waking up my grandmother. So if I would have woken her up, she would have created a big chaos and something else would have happened. So I woke up, I took a pillow. I don't know why. I took a pillow, I walked towards the door and I just sneaked into my parents' room. Because one thing I thought, he may stab my mother or father. So I went. He was exactly standing beside, at the end of my mom's head. And he saw me, I saw him, and he was scared like anything. And then he ran, he just touched me and he ran and he closed the door. I woke up, I woke my mom and dad and grandmother. I told the thief was here in the house. And they were like, oh my god, how did you cope up with all this thing? And it was the most memorable thing.
Yes, so thank you. It was wonderful. Why we maintained the timing? Can anyone tell me why I said 1 minute 30 seconds?
So we can express ourselves in more precise manner.
Yes, you can express yourself in more precise manner. What else? We go far away, yes. See, timing as a trainer is very important. You may get just 5 minutes to say something. You have to make the maximum impact in those 5 minutes. So you need to know where I need to cut those details. I don't need to go into details when it's only this much time. The same incident, if I tell you, you could say very well for 1.5 minutes. You almost stuck to the right timing. Same thing you could say for 10 minutes. Same thing you can elaborate and say it for 30 minutes. 1 hour. Yes, it's the way you do it, the way you create it. So timing is very, very important for us as trainers, and we need to understand the importance of time. If I want to pass a message, I need to know how impactful it will be in that 1 minute 30 seconds. And all of you all could do it. Yeah? Maybe initially you thought, oh,